Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 188th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition, Lost in Wolfhome. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Geta Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name is Riley, and I am playing Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a rune of the Glasswalkers.
We are also joined by Sharina tonight, who will be playing The Scent of Spring. Last time, the packs had passed through the gauntlet and noticed that it only did bashing damage on their way to Wolfhome. Moving through the Umbra, they started to feel their minds change step by step as the human part of them started to lie dormant. They then wound up in a small town, seeing cars, humans, police, and rushed in terror and confusion. After their encounter with the police, and after the tranquilizer darts had worn off on two of their members, the packs felt their stomachs growl as they were now desperate for food. You all begin getting ready to hunt. Now, as your stomachs continue to growl, I need the highest perception, primal urge, diff 6. Whoever has the highest.
That's going to be a 6 from Mark.
It's a three-way tie.
I can
Do we
make
just
a roll.
You want it? All right, cool.
Yeah, I can do it.
All right. 3.
There we go, 3.
All right. You start to move through the forest, marking your way through, passing strange trees with vines covered in sharp thorns. You avoid it as you smell the rank stink of far too much excrement, likely from the lightly furred buffalo that the men keep. You start to move, and you get deeper into the woods. The smell starting to clear up, and you get the slight smell of the young and the old mixing together, as well as the smell of something else. Another wolf on the periphery. You hear the steps, and you see the deer. Many are strong, their heads covered in death if they were to turn and charge. And you see a young she-wolf, lightly browned, watching, seeming to contemplate nearby.
Has the other wolf seen us?
She notices you. The smell drifts over as her head turns.
Are there any wolfly indications that she feels threatened?
Do you feel threatened by this pack of wolves in your territory?
Yes.
Her tail is high and bristled. Smells of adrenaline and aggression fill the air and fill your nose.
Alright, so don't want to give off any aggression at all. Basically want to recognize that this is not our territory, but also that we are so very hungry. I don't know what the wolf equivalent is of begging to be sat at the table.
So, your tail sits neutral, and you bow slightly to show some respect. Your nose kind of sniffing at the ground to show that you would respect, and there's kind of a worry of the she-wolf's pack, as you have not seen nor smelled them recently. Your hunger emanates from you. The smell mixing of adrenaline, the growling that can be heard even over the deer, carries on the wind. How do you react?
I'm very curious about this large pack in my territory. I'm also very cautious, and I feel threatened and slightly afraid, but also this is my home. How do these other wolves smell to me?
They smell not dirty. Dirty's the wrong word, but there is a smell of the nearby human hives about them. The smell of the strange raging beasts that run upon the black stone that litters these human homes. One has clear injuries as if he was bit by one of the strange, large, running creatures. And there's kind of a smell of desperation, but also a smell of... They smell similar to each other, as if they have run for many moons. And a strong connection and bond seems to hold to them.
And where are the deer in relationship to us?
The deer are downwind from you. They do not pick up your scent yet.
I would like to indicate to them that that I'm alone and that my pack is gone.
And so you do. You give the tail of the couple of yips softly, as not to not carry too far.
I'm curious. I'm hungry too. That's why I'm here. But we would be way more successful together that I would be alone. And I know this place better than they do. And maybe we can help each other. But I still feel unsure. And I can't tell. It seemed non-threatening, but I don't know. I don't know what they're doing here.
Zeb will raise his tail up and back to neutral. He will crouch slightly and whine a little bit, if only to communicate danger from the bucks among those deer. And he will move himself to show that we're going to move toward them, and for this she-wolf to join.
The wolf that communicates this to you has shown the signs of many a hunt. His eye is missing, his lips pierced and cut, patches of fur missing as if he had been struck by the light of the sky.
Am I in cover?
You are in some cover, yeah. And the grass is relatively high here, as well as some trees. You've just gotten close to a clearing.
So it seems I'm in a position to flush these deer, or flank, yes?
Yes.
What do I know about the terrain as far as the most ideal direction to push the deer?
You have a general idea. You want to push them towards the wind right now, the way the wind is blowing, as it goes up a hill and to some stones that'll make it difficult for the deer to jump. It is now, though, that we need to know the target to select, if that is the way you're going to go. And with that, I need whoever has the highest wits, primal urge, diff 6. Yes, Cora.
Player question. I am remembering Cora's first hunt, and I remember that she learned something from it on which ones to hunt. But player is not remembering because I think they went after the young one.
The young and the old, or the sick.
Yeah. So I think she learned that she needed, they should have probably gone after the older, the sick over the young, right? Okay.
That's right. So you'll get a bonus die to Wit's Primal Urge in determining who has the highest of the group.
Okay, thank you. 3. It's an 8.
Mark has 7.
Or has 8. How many do you
Right.
have?
Oh, okay.
Wits
There you
plus
go.
Primal Urge.
Oh.
4, and your Wits is 4. 8. So it's between you and Cora, who would like to roll.
Would you like to, since you haven't played before?
Sure.
All right.
Awesome.
3 successes.
Ooh.
There is an older buck. His daggers, the claws protruding from his head are worn, cracking. He carries himself with confidence, but you can see the shake in his legs. He does not have another spring in him.
I think that what would be best is if the larger pack startle them and I can cut in the side and grab the older deer, or vice versa. I can maintain surprise because I know this terrain well. And these deer, I have hunted them before, and if they see me, they will know me.
I think that sounds good.
All right. Then, whoever has the highest, could I get a stamina primal urge between this group? So 10 for Cora.
That's a 9. That's a 9 for Mark.
So, Cora, You land and the rest follow as you're able to quickly start separating that deer from the rest of the herd. They start moving up towards the mountains or the hill. I will need a dexterity brawl, difficulty 6 from you. You jump and you latch on. You leap and you get a good bite on the leg as it starts to try and trip, the hot blood entering your mouth as you try and hold, but it is starting to try and force itself away for you or by yourself. However, someone who is not Cora, as she has already done her roll, with another dex brawl for a grapple, could aid you in trying to bring the deer down.
I will whine for help.
I'll go in.
Alright, William. Dex brawl, diff 6. You come in hard as you get a good bite on the other leg as the deer comes down. His head crashes and one of the antlers shatters like a twig. As the rest jump on and you hold, it gives out a final wheeze before the dark takes it, and you are given life anew in the gift of its flesh.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but should the she-wolf get first dibs?
Absolutely, yes.
I was about to ask that same question.
So I will bow my head slightly and take a couple steps back, offering first bite.
So, they're offering you food?
I had a bit of a side eye looking at you guys, so I will take that, and I will quickly rip the throat out of the buck. And being that it's an older buck, I will work my way down to the center of the chest and try to get to the heart.
As you succeed, as you start getting into the flesh, you start crunching down, the hot blood filling your mouth and gently soaking the fur about your muzzle, allowing the rest of you now to start coming in for the less choice pieces.
Mark will wait until Zeb and Kyle are done, because they're the alphas and Zeb's the older.
Right. I mean, we'll follow in order then.
Yep.
Alright, so as you all start going in order, eating your fill, you eat to the point of fullness and then continue to go, eating and gorging yourself as much as possible, not knowing when your next meal will come. The light of the moon barely cresting over the hills as nightfall has already come quickly in the middle of your hunt, and even your sharp eyes have difficulty parsing movements of the shadow and movements of small creatures that move about.
Mark will kind of perk up a bit from the bone he was gnawing and playing with, and he'll kind of twitch and indicate, I will give first watch. You rest. I will look out for the wild, dark things.
I still feel very uncertain and untrusting, so I will go off by myself just slightly to clean myself and just watch.
Scent of Spring, could you roll me your Wits Primal Urge again? You know this place well, and you move yourself over to some stones and some shrubbery that covers your body and makes it difficult for you to be seen, allowing you to not be sleep under the many lights and out in the open for the various creatures that stalk this forest. The night continues on, and the sun starts to rise, the sky painted with blood to honor your kill. The sounds of the forest start to creep into your ears, the cawing of the raven, the songs of the birds, and the crunching of feet of the various creatures, and the scents coming from miles around.
Keegan, I want to kind of sit and try and understand and listen to this place the way that Scent of the Untouched Hills taught me to do, to try and find the rhythm of this place.
Okay. Could I get an Intelligence Primal Urge? Let's go Diff 7. You start to get the rhythm. You feel the flapping of the wings in your mind. You get a sense of when the next caw will come, the next note. You get the smell of the deer, and then you know where the discord is. The sound of 2 feet instead of 4, marching through this place, at least a few of them, heavy, no attempts at subtlety, a kind of confidence that is rare in these parts, only done by perhaps bears. They are not far, perhaps a quarter of a mile off, moving through this territory.
Can I tell the direction that they're headed?
Yes. You get a sense, yeah. They're moving in the same line as the sun is rising.
I guess, is that towards us? Is the real...
It is going to miss you, likely, but they will be getting closer to you.
Alright, I'll warn everyone. Something will be close. Stay quiet.
Cora will keep her guard up, just listening, crouching, making sure she's not seen.
Dimitri is going to do the same.
Alright, I'm going to get a group stealth check. Who has the lowest dex stealth?
That's an 8 from Mark.
It's between Riley and Kyle. Oh, I'm sorry, Dimitri and Kyle.
You want the roll, Riley?
You go ahead. I already had a roll.
Okay.
You stay in the underbrush and you see the men. They are moving slowly with strange fur that breaks up their outline and makes it difficult to spot initially. They're hard to smell too. The only thing you were able to capture was the footsteps and how out of sync they were. They smell of deer urine. They carry sticks with embedded stone in them. They chatter and make a strange, mocking wail as they chatter back and forth. They get down, crouch, and notice the hoof prints of the herd that you had chased the night before. Despite how clumsy they are, they seem to know how to track the deer, perhaps by scent or some other unknown method, as they seem to constantly check the footsteps as if to reacquaint themselves with the scent.
As this is happening, I would have liked to get closer to the pack. I have seen these creatures before, and I know that I do not want to be alone.
Do the rocks that they carry look like the ones that had bees in them?
Not quite. The ones that had bees in them were small. They could hold them with their front paws, with one front paw. These sticks are longer. They need both their front paws to hold them, and they move them like a tail, swaying back and forth as if for them to keep balance as they march.
Bigger stick means more bees.
Or bigger bees.
Words of wisdom from Dimitri.
Do we know how many?
There are 3 of them.
You can count to that one.
You can.
I'm so happy.
You actually can only see them as a herd because you only got 2 intelligence.
Okay. I'm getting more and more nervous as these creatures are near to us.
Oh, I was gonna ask if they keep getting closer.
No, they
Or
stop getting
like-
closer and they start to bend around you as one points to the carcass of your kill that you've moved away from, chattering, looking around. Their sticks and their sticks raised, but they do not see you, and they move on. You are out in the open, and the creeping sense of vulnerability starts to move up your spine, the wind gently nipping at your fur to let you know that anything could see you if you make the wrong step.
I would like to smell the air to get a sense of there's something coming, if maybe there's a direction that is safer.
Okay, could I get a perception, primal urge, and you get a bonus dot because of your territory background. So it would be perception.
So 8, so 9?
Yep, so 9. And that will be diff 5. Okay, you get a sense. It is in the direction that the 2 men came, or the pack of men came from.
And okay. I would like to put my nose to the ground and smell in that direction and open my posture to invitation and just look in that direction and wait for their alpha to either second me or also make the same decision.
You find the alpha concept not quite there. You find their packs unusual. A pack is a family, and you're all related. These wolves, while they have a similar scent, you can tell that they are not closely related. And so you find that a little unnerving. And you do see the strict hierarchy, as you said, that you understand if you were put in that position. But in terms of what you've experienced in your life, you've never actually experienced it until now.
Yes, I want to make the suggestion, but I don't understand their dynamic, and so I don't want to put myself in front of them and possibly be vulnerable.
Kyle will look over at Zeb and kind of do a similar motion to show that he agrees but is asking if he does as well.
Yeah, Zeb will keep his tail neutral. He'll walk up beside her and move, protecting her neck to show that he agrees, and will move with her.
I'll step forward, start walking.
You start walking. As you get further and you get to the old cave of your former pack, it's empty and it is cold, but your friends, the ravens, arrive as one squawks at you, as all of you seem to understand its voice.
Long time. Return to the hidden place. Did you see the 2 legs?
I will smirk at the raven and say, all time is long in these days, and yes, we have seen them.
Found new pack. Many.
What have you seen today, Raven?
We have seen the deer run. The men chase them, hound them. They hunt slow, and their flying teeth, the stones from their sticks, strike and draw blood. The deer grow fearful, and they begin to divide into smaller herds. One has been struck by the strange beasts, where they strike savagely, but do not seem to eat the prey that they have taken. More and more we see creatures go to the human woods, past the vines of thorns, the short-haired buffalo, the low-flying birds.
Are you saying there's a fresh kill untended?
At least now. But beware. The beasts still run, and it is easy for the beast to strike you. There are many. Their herd seems unending, and it is difficult to know when they are coming. The noise drowns out the songs of birds, and the smell clogs the nose of many a creature.
Well, thankfully we are full today, Raven. We don't need to risk such things.
Full for now, but be cautious. There are many there, and the deer seem to grow thinner every day. The herds becoming smaller and smaller, like a river in summer, where it soon becomes a trickle. And perhaps if the sun continues to gobble and eat, then the river is gone completely.
I would like to just look over my shoulder and sort of invite the space of the cave and tell Raven, you're welcome to join us in shelter if there is nothing else you would like to share.
It hops in happily as it picks up a twig and starts throwing it back and forth to play with you, like you were like when you were a pup.
I will indulge him and pretend that I am old now and creakily walk over to pick up the stick and gently bring it back to him.
Picks it up, laughs, jumps up, and lands on your head just briefly before flinging the stick further out, and then cawing its laughter.
This time, I'm gonna surprise him, and with all my strength and spirit, sprint quickly and try to throw him from his perch as I go get the stick.
There's a sense of peace to the rest of you. There's a sort of calm and an image in your mind's eye of 2-legged creatures that you don't recognize but you remember, looking out and seeming to start to fade a little bit, trying to become one with the rhythm of this place within you. But you also remember something else, and a bit of a worry comes to your minds despite these calm times. For you remember the howls of your youth, about how a serpent seems to bite at the earth and try and swallow it whole. Also out of character. Just so you're all aware, your Garu names are what you view your names as. So you do still have the kind of concept of a name.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. that
Okay.
is-
That's good.
So as everyone gets settled into this cave, Howls-In-Memory is probably gonna sit at the mouth of it for a while, kind of drinking in the peacefulness of the forest. But it's gonna be a little restless, and to whoever is nearest, he will say, "There is peace here, but I feel as if we need to be somewhere else."
Two-Hearts, you hear that from Howls-In-Memory.
The peace is fine, but yes, problems are elsewhere and cause worry.
Do I understand them?
You do.
A scent of spring would be towards the back of the cave, and hears this and is confused and does a small whine of curiosity, and you get the sense that she says, "Where are you from? What is your next hunt?"
We came across distant waters and found ourselves in the human hives. We escaped there and found you, but this is not home for us.
Well, I welcome you to my home. My pack is no longer, and if you have need of a home, you can share this one.
Did the two legs take your pack from you?
Yes, they did. Very recently, I have been alone only a short while. And Raven was right. It was quite lucky that we were able to find our meal so easily yesterday.
Before.
I am sorry. Did your pack try to drive the two legs from your territory?
It is here that Scent of Spring tells of a story some time ago, before the hunt, where her and her pack roamed and hunted, but the deer had left the territory for some time. The sun had moved across the sky more times than she could count before they grew desperate and crossed the strange trees with the thorn vines into the forest of men. It is there that they tried to find food and found several small birds that hop around. When they attacked, though, the birds gave a scream, and the false wolf began to shout and howl, and the men arrived. They brought the sticks with stones, and she watched as her pack began to fall, blood bursting from them, as if they'd been bit, but no fangs could be seen, only the loud crash that seemed to shatter the world, and the horrid stench from the sticks of the men. She ran and scraped her nose. She had been able to live off some rabbits for some time, and enough time had passed to where the thorns, the wound from the thorns, has scabbed over and is nearly gone.
What is the false wolf? What does it look like?
Much smaller than us, but still formidable. They are the color of dry stone and white snow. Their fur is much shorter, and they pretend to be fierce, but they alert very strongly to their masters. They have forgotten how to howl.
Is there only one false wolf?
No, the two-legged creatures seem to favor them. I know not how many. They don't venture from their dens, and if they did, they would find themselves easy prey for us.
The two legs in groups, with their sticks and their rocks and their creatures, are formidable prey. They kill other predators here. They kill the prey. We are fat now. We will be thin later.
Mm-hmm.
Guards the low, we cannot stay. I grieve for the loss of your pack, but the two legs will take.
Mm-hmm.
Keegan, while I was listening to the thrum of everything, was there a direction that seemed less infested?
Not really. There's some places that had more of a rhythm, but you get the sense that they just be the epicenter and you would feel the discord all around you and the fear of it coming in and encroaching upon the quiet ever present.
What time of day is it?
It is... The sun has nearly reached its peak this time of the year. It is fairly warm, and so the den has allowed you all to cool off and keep the worst of it away.
Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers, I know we must go home, but there is nowhere safer that is not home.
Would I know if there were other packs in the area or other wolves?
There is scents a few miles off, perhaps a few days' journey, past the scent marks, and where men ride strange birds and spit out bees to those who are not who spit out bees at those who do not show caution.
Would I know of any other resources in my territory or other things that I could share as resources?
There is a river. Its scent is easy to catch. You know where sometimes the rabbits roam, when the trees part. You know of a strange bear who does not attack wolves like some of the others here.
And the two-legged dens, how many are in, or are there lots in my territory?
There's the one, it is across the river. You try and avoid it because of the stench, at the very least. But you have thought about crossing into that hive more than once. The stones with the rotting guts and the few glimmers of food were sometimes the only things that might have filled your belly if this pack had not come along.
I do not know of much comfort here. My territory seems to be getting less and less safe and less filling. But it seems that there is not an immediate threat to us, and potentially, with some wily tactics, there may be a chance to find other resources at great risk.
That is the thought of prey. We must hunt. We must expel them from our territory. There is danger. The cubs must be born here. The two legs coming here, forcing us to be prey and no longer hunt. Then we die. Or we hunt, Predator King. We keep our territory. To stay here in this place, all of us, is more a two-legged thought than a predator thought. Wolves, yes, safe to sleep, to hunt, that cannot stay in one place or die.
Scent of Spring will perk up and show some excitement and confusion.
There are many herds of the two legs. We can hunt the small herd from before, the three. But the herd from the den, they bit at us too fiercely.
The den of two legs in my territory killed all of my family. They were very strong. And we were very strong. We did not know about their sticks that bite from great distances. I did not see any two legs at their den, only the false wolf. But there is one creature here who has managed to stay safe from the danger. The bear in my woods, who does not show signs of aggression towards my kind and my pack before.
Keegan, does this ring any bells?
You'd have to make an intelligence roll, diff 6.
Remember it was so funny when Kyle got brain damage?
That was his wits. Thankfully, his smarts are still intact.
A bear that does not attack. You remember it distantly, like a dream. Gural is the word that comes to mind.
That is familiar. It means something. It reminds of home. Can we see this bear?
Right now? Or?
That's what it sounds like.
Well, he is not here.
Can we go?
Sure.
To the bear?
Scent with Spring was sort of lounging lackadaisically, and after the strong side eye at the prompt, out of nowhere just jumps straight into the air towards the mouth of the cave and bows in a playful way and says, "Yes, to the bear."
Excellent. So,
Is the raven still around?
the raven is still around.
I will take the little stick that they were throwing and throw it out the cave and see if the raven responds at all.
The raven hops over, picks it up, and starts banging the stick around in a mock like wolf catching an animal.
I would like to ask the raven, "Friend, it seems our home becomes more and more dangerous. What do you think about going to visit our bear?"
The raven caws, can watch, see, help you walk.
We would love your help.
That will reduce the extra days.
Nice.
It takes 7 days.
Woo!
It takes many days. None of you can count to 7.
I was gonna say, like,
Not allowed.
many moons.
Yeah. Many sleeps. Many walks. As you move through, I need the lowest intelligence primal urge. Luckily, luckily, Two-Hearts read a single book.
That's a
time before
6
coming
from
here.
Mark.
So 6, 6, 6, 5.
Hey!
It's William. Or I'm sorry, it is Grows-Matrices, which is a real fucking weird name.
I don't know no matrix.
Grows many sticks.
Yes, actually, it is Grows Many Sticks now.
In multi-dimensions.
William is able to keep pace as you start moving through the woods. There's very little prey, but luckily you gorged yourselves some time ago and were able to keep your bellies full, though they are starting to grumble yet again. Luckily, there's been a few things, a squirrel here or there, to help fill your bellies and stop you from beginning to starve. You lap at the waters on occasion before finally getting past one of the game trails of black stone and are able to avoid the swift-running beasts with their short legs over the hills, past some of the trees with the thorned vines, and finally arrive at the great mouth of a cave. There is a distinct and powerful odor here, and every part of you screams fear, run, danger.
I assume that I would have taken the lead,
Yes.
knowing this place. So I think I would have stopped us with enough distance so that the bear would not smell us. What time of day would you say it is?
The sun has passed its peak. You start hearing the songs of the birds pick up for their nightly routine.
I would like to bait Raven again with another stick.
Okay.
Just to get them being playful and interested and as a thank you gesture. And ask them for one more favor. Raven, we are in another creature's territory and do not want to be perceived as a threat. Cause this bear to see us as one, for he is very formidable and we would most certainly be hurt. Will you call to him and soften him for us first?
Perhaps. When I see the small wolves, the false wolves, but not the human false wolves, gnawing upon the bones of deer, scare them away so I can feast, yes?
Yes?
I shall speak to the old one.
You wait for some time before you see the great bear, enormous, immaculate except for some snowy fur about the muzzle, eyes deep set with a well of strength and a sort of depth like a great lake that could consume even the greatest moose, dragging it under.
I would like to show myself, but also indicate that the others should stay back, and bow my head in approach to this bear and say, "Hello, great old one. We are few, but more than me, seeking your wisdom May we spend time with you in your territory.
Little sister, where is your family?
The two legs have killed them. We went in search for food as they've been encroaching and moving our deer, and we did not know they had some strange creatures and ways that they could kill us from afar. And so I have been alone until I have been with these wolves.
I see.
As he looks at you over, could I get a perception empathy from everyone? Everyone but Cora notices. There is a deep fear in the bear's eyes when he looks at the other pack.
I will give the bear a small smirk, and sort of in the same style that I did before, I will take the stick that I had thrown to Raven and with much torque, just jump in the air and playfully throw this stick towards the pack. And without showing weakness, I don't want to show this bear my belly, but sort of do the like pat 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 play bow, and then just sit all the way down and wait.
Little sister, you are from this place. This is your forest, and it's for that I spoke with you and your family. These wolves come from a different forest, a forest that I may have come from once. They are wolves whose packs and families have killed my family sometime before the men found a way to craft their sticks in ancient days because they wished to be bears.
I will flatten my ears at his words and growl and look at this pack, but speak to the bear and say, this is not their home and they do not wish to stay, but I cannot live alone. Will you help us and help them find their way home so they may not continue to feed upon our limited herds.
They will find their home when they find their own scent, as I have tried to find mine when I came here so long ago. Tell me, younger siblings, do you wish to continue the hunt? I am old, but I am not easy prey.
The Goral should not be enemies. They should be friends.
Guides the Fallen will perk up. Memory says we revere a great father bear back in our forest, and we would dare not attack any of his children.
Wish and have are different things, younger sibling.
Ancestors, yes. Us, no.
But we carry the stench of the hurt, of the death.
Then, perhaps you can help. This one, my little sister, she has been kind. She has allowed me to heal here, her and her pack. Her pack is gone. You can find her another territory, one where she can find or birth a new pack. Perhaps that is what's needed.
Yes, she is kind to us, too. We will help.
Is that all right with you, young sister?
She stands up and her tail sort of drops uncharacteristically as you've seen so far, and she looks at the bear and back at your pack, and you can sense that maybe until now she hadn't thought of the ability to continue on. And she looks towards the bear and asks, in your great wisdom and your common sense of me, do you think this path is safest?
There is no truly safe path, but I think it is the best path for you.
She will drop her head and look sharply back at the pack and say, I will go, but I am curious. You are different. What? How? Like in a maybe not so trusting and worried.
Do we know that, do I know that I'm locked in lupus form right now? That I was born a two-leg?
You have a sense, it's like a dream. It's like the dream of a dream.
I was born a two-leg, not a wolf.
She instantly hackles her up, growling, backing up towards the bear. Like you just confirmed her fear. And you can hear her sort of growl and bark at you then.
Zeb will keep his tail neutral and then drop it and whine only to a degree that he turns his head slightly, recognizing what he's just said to her and where they're at.
You do not help yourself by sharing this with me. How can we travel together? Things are different here than where you come from.
It's about pack. I lead a pack. You have learned something as a wolf. Now you know. Things are different and there are many. You travel from here. See much. Hunt much. Listen to what our cousin says. Unlike anything we have done before. For the bears don't trust us. Important. I don't know if important's a word. Survival. You survive. Survive not enough. Hunt. Be a wolf. Important.
I will turn back towards the bear and ask, Wise One, this path, is this more danger?
More danger, but perhaps less at the end.
Your pack is not family.
Not the same mothers, not the same fathers, but many days we spent together, just like family.
Our pack is found family. Many things brought us together, and it is together that we are stronger than we are alone.
Howls-In-Memory lost pack mates. Grows-Matrices lost many pack mates. No longer alone. Wolves in the pack. Hunt. You would follow a similar path. They have walked it before.
Memory says, packs together stronger.
I think she would wonder, maybe a little bit with the same tone as before, of like, so where are the cubs then, if you are family?
And I guess this is a thing. Keegan, I need to roll intelligence to see if I can try to conjure up memories of cubs that we've been even remotely close to recently.
Yeah. No. You know cubs that you've quote unquote adopted, but you're gonna have to find a good way of explaining adopted. I can only show you the door. I can't open it for you.
I just wanted to make sure I understood that part. Cubs come from families. Wolves are killed and die. Their cubs are taken in a pack and hunt. They are not left alone.
We are 2 packs together, but there are many packs, herds of packs. We fight. Other packs watch the cubs.
She sort of laughs and says, other wolves, not family, raising your cubs, not family, but pack.
To explain, cubs with family. We, packs, we hunt together. A great serpent and spider fight across many forests. We see forests die. They may kill all forests. We save all cubs we find. Hunt is hard, darkness near.
Packs have fallen to spider and snake. Those packs we do not hunt with. We hunt those packs.
I think she would feel confused and overwhelmed at these ideas and sort of harumph herself down onto her front paws and whine a little and say, and then in a moment of decisiveness, again, sort of impulsively jump up and say, well, let us live then and survive, and I will find and make another pack, and we will not end.
Mark will try to portray a serious, wolfy disposition, but his tail will be going back and forth on the ground.
Great Bear, there's many dangers that are confusing, and I know not of the territory beyond my own. Is there other found family? She struggles over this concept. Ahead?
There may be. You may have to search far and wide. Or perhaps you will find another lone wolf as yourself and forge a new pack, a new family. But what is important is survive. Survive and thrive. It is the only way to hurt two legs in any way that they feel.
I think in this moment, scent of spring would again exuberantly initiate a howl, and you hear in her song this moment of melancholy, and then brightness, and then invitation.
And when she gets to the invitation part, Howls-In-Memory is going to join her in her howling song.
And the howls radiate out, and a new pack must be found. But those are stories for another time and another day, and we will find out how that shakes out next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
Bye.
See you then.
Hi.
Bye.